Today. What are your thoughts on incentives for businesses for solar?
I have a $2 million installation of solar panels going on at two places in Stamford right now. I've been very aggressive at going after the money that makes those things competitive. You will be unhappy to know that your governor has raided those accounts every time she's ever had an opportunity to do it. She refuses to allow the departments to spend the money, and then once it accumulates, the first thing she raids is that. Let me tell you another thing that our governor did, stimulus money. We get this stimulus money to create jobs ostensibly in Connecticut, right? You know what she did with 80 million of it? She ordered buses that will be manufactured in Indianapolis and won't be delivered in the state for 2 years. And that also supplanted $40 million bus order she already had. You know what she did with that $40 million? She's parking it on the side for cost overruns on bridge replacement in New Haven, which we won't know about for 2 years. So in essence, $120 million has been parked someplace else, won't create a single job in the state of Connecticut in the worst economic times that we've seen, where you have 30 and 35% unemployment rates in construction, for instance. That's what she's done. She's raided the accounts to allow to make solar installations more affordable, or to spread out the cost over a period of time that you can do it. So I would do everything in my power. Just so you know, Connecticut is rated roughly along the same lines as Europe is with respect to the value of solar here. We just underutilize it. If you go to Europe, you'll see solar panels much more commonly installed than you see them here. It's because their governments are doing something about it. It's because, and we don't. The other thing, what I'd love to see Connecticut do is, you know, as I said, we have a lead in this energy research area. The person who figures out how to make solar hot water easier to store the energy from solar hot water systems is going to really turn this country around. You go to Europe, you see a lot of that, and we need some more of that installed here. So I would do everything in my power to bring that about. You know, if I was governor, I'd be going to Pratt & Whitney and say, listen, you got problems. I understand that. Connecticut's a tough state to compete in. I'm going to give you my word we're going to lower electric rates over the next 5 years by 15%. And if we don't, we'll pay the difference. Right? You got to get to the table. You have to have honest discussions. We have a governor who doesn't engage the business community except for public relations purposes. Now, if I just suddenly showed up at one of the major institutions in Stamford for the first time just to get my picture taken, they probably wouldn't allow me in the door. But right now, if I walked to any one of those and said I needed to meet the chief executive, they'd invite me in with open arms. There's a difference in maintaining a relationship so that in the worst of times you can call on that relationship. This governor has no relationship. You know, she's a creature of CBIA, which represents those companies, not of the company. She doesn't have a relationship there, and it would be a very different situation. But I want to keep going back to this thing. These companies, you know, we're not making it easy for them to succeed. And when your electric rates are twice the national average, that's what our electric rates are, twice the national average. Don't be surprised that people decide to go manufacture something someplace else. And by the way, building engines is a very energy dependent, you know, business.